Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to day 101 of Qur'an in a Year Plus, where we learn to look at the world and live life according to the lens of the Qur'an. Today we're going to be looking at verses 1 to 18 of Surah Al-A'raf. Surah Al-A'raf is a Mekki surah. It was revealed before the migration to Medina. And from the main objectives of the surah is to present the ongoing conflict between faith and disbelief and to show its ultimate outcome through recounting the stories of the prophets and their peoples. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم صاد كتاب أنزل إليك فلا يكن في صدرك حرج منه لتنذر به وذكرى للمؤمنين. ألف لام ميم صاد. The noble Qur'an is a book that Allah has sent down to you, O Messenger. So let there be no burden or doubt in your heart regarding it. He sent it to you so that you may warn people with it, establish the proof against them, and remind the believers, for they are the ones who benefit from the reminder. اتبعوا ما أنزل إليكم من ربكم ولا تتبعوا من دونه أولياء قليلا ما تذكرون. Follow all of you the book that your Lord has revealed to you, and the sunnah of your Prophet. Do not follow the desires of those you consider as allies from among the devils or corrupt scholars. You take them as protectors while turning away from what has been revealed to you because of what their whims dictate. You seldom take heed, for had you reflected, you would never have preferred anything over the truth. You would have followed what your messenger brought and acted upon it, leaving aside everything else. وَكَمْ مِنْ قَرْيَةٍ أَهْلَكْنَاهَا فَجَاءَهَا بَأْسُنَا بَيَاتًا أَوْ هُمْ قَائِلُونَ. How many towns we destroyed with our punishment when they persisted in their disbelief and misguidance. Our severe punishment came upon them while they were unaware, whether by night or by day. They were unable to fend off the punishment from themselves, nor could their false gods protect them from it. فما كان دعواهم إذ جاءهم بأسنا إلا أن قالوا إنا كنا ظالمين. When the punishment came upon them, all they could do was admit their wrongdoing and confess that they had wronged themselves through their disbelief in Allah. فَلَنَسْأَلَنَّ الَّذِينَ أُرْسِلَ إِلَيْهِمْ وَلَنَسْأَلَنَّ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. On the day of resurrection, we will surely question the nations to whom we sent messengers about how they responded to those messengers. And we will surely question the messengers about delivering what they were commanded to convey and about how their peoples responded to them. فَلَنَقُصَّنَّ عَلَيْهِمْ بِعِلْمٍ وَمَا كُنَّا غَائِبِينَ. Then we will narrate to all creation their deeds which they performed in the world, recounting them with full knowledge. For we were always fully aware of everything they did. Nothing of their actions was hidden from us, nor were we ever absent from them at any moment. وَالْوَزْنُ يَوْمَئِذٍ الْحَقُّ فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. The weighings of deeds on the day of resurrection will be carried out with perfect justice, without any unfairness. Whoever's scale of good deeds outweighs their bad deeds, Such people are the ones who attain what they hoped for and are spared from what they feared.
ومن خفت موازينه فأولئك الذين خسروا أنفسهم بما كانوا بآياتنا يظلمون.
And whoever's bad deeds outweigh their good deeds, such people are the ones who have brought ruin upon themselves, leading themselves to destruction on that day because they denied the signs of Allah.
ولقد مكناكم في الأرض وجعلنا لكم فيها معايش قليلا ما تشكرون.
We have granted you, O children of Adam, firm establishment on earth and provided you with means of livelihood within it. You were expected to show gratitude to Allah for these blessings, but your gratitude was little.
ولقد خلقناكم ثم صورناكم ثم قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا لآدم فسجدوا إلا إبليس لم يكن من الساجدين.
We created your father Adam, O humanity, then shaped him in the best form and finest design. After that, we commanded the angels to prostrate before him out of honor. And they all obeyed and prostrated except for Iblis, who refused out of pride and stubborn defiance.
قال ما منعك ألا تسجد إذ أمرتك قال أنا خير منه خلقتني من نار وخلقته من طين.
Allah said to Iblis, rebuking him, "What prevented you from following my command to prostrate to Adam?" Iblis replied, "What prevented me is that I am better than him. You created me from fire, while you created him from clay, and fire is superior to clay."
قال فاهبط منها فما يكون لك أن تتكبر فيها فاخرج إنك من الصاغرين.
Allah said to him, "Descend from paradise, for you have no right to show arrogance there. It is the dwelling place of the pure and righteous, and you are not allowed to remain in it. You are, O Iblis, among the despised and humiliated, even if you see yourself as superior to Adam."
قال أنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون.
Iblis said, "My Lord, give me respite until the day of resurrection, so that I may mislead whomever I can among humankind."
قال إنك من المنظرين.
Allah said to him, "You are indeed among those granted respite, whose death is decreed at the first blast of the trumpet when all creation will die, and only their Creator will remain."
قال فبما أغويتني لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم.
Iblis said, "Because you have let me go astray when I refused to follow your command to prostrate to Adam, I will lie in wait for the children of Adam on your straight path, turning them away from it and leading them astray, just as I allowed myself to be misled by refusing to bow to their father Adam."
ثم لآتينهم من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم وعن أيمانهم وعن شمائلهم ولا تجد أكثرهم شاكرين.
Then I will approach them from every direction, discouraging them from the hereafter, enticing them toward the world, casting doubts into their hearts, beautifying their desires, and you will not find most of them grateful to you because of what I will whisper to them of disbelief.
قال اخرج منها مذءوما مدحورا لمن تبعك منهم لأملأن جهنم منكم أجمعين. Allah said to him, "Leave, O Iblis, expelled and disgraced, driven away from my mercy. And on the day of resurrection, I will fill hell with you and with all those who follow you, obey you, and disobey the command of their Lord." As we reflect over today's verses, when we look at the world, we know that information alone does not transform anyone. Just knowing something never produces change by itself. A person can watch a video about riding a bike, but he still cannot balance on it until he gets on the bike, falls, tries again, and practices. Someone can read many books about nutrition and exercise, but nothing changes in their health until they actually start eating differently and exercising. A person can study business, budgeting, and investments, but their financial life stays the same until they make decisions, take action, and build new habits. Action is what turns knowledge into growth. Practice is what turns information into transformation. And we accept this in every part of life. So if this principle is true in the world, how can we expect our hearts to grow, our character to be refined, our souls to be purified, if we learn the Qur'an but do not act on it? How can we expect spiritual transformation without spiritual practice? This is why Allah commands, follow what has been sent down to you from your Lord. The Qur'an was revealed for us to follow, to live by. When a believer acts on the Qur'an, their character is refined, their nafs is purified, and they make choices in every situation that is pleasing to Allah rather than their desires. This is how we prepare ourselves to answer the questioning on the Day of Judgment. Allah also reminds us that He did not place us on earth without support. He prepared this world in a way that allows human beings to benefit from it at every level. We can build on it, cultivate it, extract from it, and study its laws. Every field of knowledge we explore is possible only because Allah designed this earth to be known and understood. Education, science, technology, medicine, psychology, and every field we explore are signs of how Allah empowered the children of Adam to understand His creation. He gifted us a mind capable of observing patterns, discovering truths, and unlocking the potential He placed in creation. And Imam al-Razi, he mentions that when Allah said, "We created you, then shaped you, then said to the angels, prostrate to Adam," he says that after Allah mentioned the favor He granted His servants by giving them power and stability on earth, He then reminded them of the blessing of their creation itself, a blessing of special care after they had been in the state of non-existence. So while education and research help us understand the world, they should not distract us from the one who created it. Knowledge is meant to lead to recognition, gratitude, and closeness to Allah. And Allah tells us that Shaytaan openly declared his enmity toward the children of Adam and vowed to turn them away from the straight path using every method and tactic available to him. Ibn Kathir mentions that Allah is reminding the children of Adam here of the honor He gave their father. And He is teaching them about the enmity of their enemy, Iblis, and the jealousy he harbors toward them and their father, so they may be aware of him and avoid following his ways. And when Allah asked him that what prevented you from prostrating when I commanded you, he said, I am better than him. You created me from fire and created him from clay. Ibn Juzay mentions when he said, I am better than him, this was the justification Iblis used for refusing to prostrate. It implies objecting to Allah's command that, according to Iblis's claim, the superior should not prostrate to the inferior. With this objection, Iblis disbelieved, for his disbelief was not a denial of Allah's existence, but a rejection of His command. And this is the first recorded expression of racism. It was the idea that one's origin or background makes a creature inherently superior to another. Islam rejects this entirely. A person's skin color, birthplace, language, or ancestry never makes them greater in the sight of Allah. True honor comes from obedience, righteousness, and humility, not from lineage or material origin. And after this defiance, Shaytaan redirected his energy toward one mission: destroying the futures of Adam's children. He said he would come to them from all directions. Ibn Abbas breaks down these four directions. Iblis said, "Then I will come to them from the front." Ibn Abbas said this means he will cast doubts about the hereafter. And we want to ask ourselves that how does this look in real life? Is it the constant whisper of you only live once? The afterlife is far away. Focus on now. Enjoy yourself. What are the different ideologies that reject the concept of the hereafter? And he said, from behind them, meaning he will make them desire their worldly life. This is the pull toward materialism, the pressure to chase status, wealth, comfort, and image. What are the influences in the world that call us to chase this world? That there's no afterlife, there's no purpose. Your worth is measured by worldly success. And he said, from their right, meaning he will confuse them in matters of their religion. This appears as doubts, misinterpretations, extremes, spiritual guilt cycles, or even the mindset that Islam is too hard or outdated. It is the tactic of distorting what Allah made clear, creating fog on the path. And we want to see out there, how does he confuse people about their religion? And he says, from their left, meaning he will make sins appealing. This is temptation in all its forms, beautified and packaged as harmless, but in reality it leads to destruction. And we ask ourselves that how did the normalization of certain harams happen? How did we become desensitized to things that are clearly wrong? How does he convince us to fall into haram? And he tells Allah that you will not find most of them grateful. Ibn al-Qayyim mentions there is an indication of the high status of gratitude. When Iblis recognized the magnitude of the station of gratitude and that it is among the greatest and highest of spiritual ranks, he made it his ultimate goal to cut people off from it. A grateful heart sees blessings, resists temptations, and stays close to Allah. An ungrateful heart becomes easy prey for Shaytaan. And he was told, so get out, for you are among the humiliated. Ibn Kathir, he says, you are among the humiliated means despised and lowly, a punishment that is the opposite of what he intended, and a requital that contradicts the arrogance he sought. He thought he was high and mighty, but his arrogance and refusal to submit to the command of Allah led to his downfall. So as we walk away from today's episode, from this story we learn that the enemy has already prepared his strategies against us. So we must also prepare our defenses to counter his plots. So we want to look at our lives and see, where does Shaytaan get me from? Which direction does he come to me? And how can I strengthen and block that path? May Allah make us amongst those who recognize their blessings in their life, utilize it in a way that is pleasing to him. May he protect us and our families and our communities from the plots of Shaytaan. I'll see you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.